Yeah, that glitchy voice. I need to just bring up a previous stream and just deal with listening to myself for the first 30 seconds. Let me go to see if I got that invite, and we're going to talk about why it shouldn't effing matter. It shouldn't be a big outrage deal that you get an invite from a team. Give me 2 seconds. I'm not sure the option to check here about teams. 1 second. Okay, I am a part of 2 teams. And I have no invite from this other team. Okay. So what happened was this team, Royale Streamers, basically sent invites to all these people on Twitch. There's some discussion on whether or not it was targeted at the Twitch Kittens community. That's possible. Who cares? Either way, who cares? Here's the thing. If I would have gotten one, do you know what I would have done? Just hit decline if I didn't want to join. I could have just deleted the email that said, hey, you're invited to join a team. Why? If I scroll through Twitter right now and search by Royale Streamers or whatever, I guarantee I see like 50 tweets saying, oh my God, can you believe it? Jesus Christ. My whole day was ruined today. I woke up today. I had gotten an email to join Royale Streamer Stream Team. Can you believe that? No, but okay. It's just the worst thing in the world. Did it hurt you? Did it physically hurt you to get an invite, to get an email, and maybe a place in your dashboard you could have chosen to click accept or reject? The tone of the tweets about this was literally like someone was stabbed. Like Royale Streamers manifested itself as a human being, went into their house and like pulled their TV off the wall and made it break on the ground. Like, oh my God. The pain that email and button caused. It's unbelievable. It's like the biggest tragedy you've ever experienced in your whole life was that another team invited you to be on their team without asking. Man. I hope those people that got those invites are okay. There should have been an announcement, like a emotional distress line that came out from Twitch today. Oh, I'm sorry. To say we understand that that there's this big problem about that. Well, I'll get to why they think they're upset here in a moment. And we've talked about it before, I think. And I would preface that by saying that if that's not why they were upset, why was that the crux of their tweet? The main crux of the tweet was, they invited me too without me asking. That was like 100 tweets about that. At least 100 tweets I saw today, because it was all in response to one tweet. It was about this goddamn invite to the stream team. Okay, that's number one. That was the first thing. The reason why people were upset is because Royale Streamers, kind of regardless of your personal opinion on it, is generally regarded as not a great way to grow on Twitch. Now, that's putting it very, very nicely, because other people have different opinions, obviously, and some of the opinions are like, oh, it's a scam. Saw things like Ponzi scheme involving viewers. So we're gonna break that down in a second, and that's true. That's another way they're looked at. It's like a pyramid scheme, and the people at the top are benefiting. Let's slow the horses down for a sec. I went and joined their Discord today, by the way, because I don't know that system. I don't have any knowledge about Royale Streamers, and I'm not someone that's gonna come on the show and bash them without knowing anything about what they offer or what they do except hearsay. So I joined their Discord, and on their Discord is organized fine. Like, actually on their Discord, at the very top, or I'm sorry, yeah, there's a section called frequently asked questions where it's like 30 questions answered about the service itself. There was another place I went and saw this. Yeah. So on the frequently asked questions, there's probably like 30 questions answered, basically exactly what they do. And if At first, by the way, without knowing anything about this and just seeing the tone of it on Twitter, to me it sounded like, oh, they're basically scamming people out of money to buy viewers. That was my initial impression. That's without knowing anything. I joined their Discord and I'm looking around at all the different things and looking at their system to acquire what they call these points and advance ranks. And there's nothing about payment. There's nothing about donations. There's nothing about Patreon or any kind of that stuff on here. I see nothing about dollars. I do see viewers, lurking viewers. They do say that many times, and that's the main crux of their program. But there's nothing about money here, okay? So let's just take that right off the top. That was my first impression, was that they were scamming people out of money, which I'm not okay with, which is actually an ironic comment back to the original community, which started this whole kind of craze. Twitch Kittens, which I was a part of for a long time. I was a mod in Twitch Kittens. I have a lot of love for 99% of the people at Twitch Kittens. I really like that group. But some of the problems I had when I left that community, and we've been very open on the show to talk about it, is that I didn't agree with some of the ways that they handled money in particular. It was black book. It's closed book. And if you know the bar community, we're open book. So everything is published to Google Documents, which any member of the community can go see any kind of money that comes into the organization. So to me, it was a little weird to... I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, they're supposedly scamming people out of money. To me, I thought like maybe it's a monthly fee and that buys you more points or something in Royale streamers, and then like more people lurk you. That's just kind of the impression I had. And the relation to Twitch Kittens, when I saw them complaining about it, I'm like, wait, that's kind of what the Twitch Kittens Patreon was, though. If you're a part of the Twitch Kittens Patreon, you used to, I don't know if it's like that anymore. I'm not part of the community. You used to get enhanced promotion on the Discord. There's a link for like live links or whatever, and the people that were Patreon supporters got their like a larger bar for promotion. So there's levels of extrapolation here, okay? So you can easily say if you're a biased person one way or the other, but if you took those for what they are, paying money to get something in return, if Royale Streamers was accepting money to have more lurks and more viewers and things like that, which granted at face value, looking through their frequently asked questions, I do not see that anywhere. That's nowhere on here. If they did though, how much different is that than paying money to a community which will enhanced promote your stream? It's could be two different things. Lurking for money, extra promotion for money, it's different. But how much different are we talking about? And we're going to extrapolate on that in a minute. So this Royale Streamers community is basically this. This is how it works. And by the way, if there were someone in here that were a part of the community, I would appreciate any kind of commentary on it. But I'm just giving you the way I understand it from the frequently asked questions. And I did post on the tweet today, I have no ill bias against Royale Streamers. That community does not affect me whatsoever, so I don't care. You know, it's not something I'm losing sleep over what someone else is doing. From what I see here, basically what you do is you join the community, you link in your Twitch and everything like that, and then when you lurk in other streamers' channels, in other Royale Streamer channels, lurk or participate, chat, whatever. I don't think it has anything to do with donations. I see no extra points based on bits or extra donation money or anything like that, or follows or subs or nothing. I just see time. You're given points for time spent in other channels. And I believe it's like a point every 5 minutes. I saw the exact point count here someplace. But anyways, you would go to a Royale Streamers chat, and the more time you spent in there, the more points you would acquire. The points have a tier system where the tiers rank, from like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and then sapphire. Right. Okay. Right. Bronze, diamond, then sapphire. Okay. Then what happens is the way that they sort of benefit from this viewership sort of community, and it's a okay system. Like when you think about it, and I'll tell you why it's an okay system, by the way, in a second. So you have all these people at these different ranks. So the more time you spend in lurking in different Royale Streamers chats, the more points you acquire, and that puts you at a a rank. So bronze, silver, gold, whatever. Then each of the ranks, when they're done streaming and they go to raid someone, they raid the rank below them. So if you are at the highest ranks, I'm not sure. It says Sapphire has to raid Platinum, Diamond has to raid Platinum, Platinum has to raid Gold, Gold has to raid Silver, Silver has to raid Bronze, and Bronze has to raid Bronze. So basically, they're keeping the raids in the community and passing around viewers, right? But what they're doing is the higher you go up in the tier list and the more viewers you have, basically, I think that's kind of how it works. Or the more people you support, then you raid down and it boosts those people's average up because they keep raiding lower ranks, right? So everyone keeps moving up. Now, the system is actually reasonably complicated. They have a point decay system, which anyone who's played MMOs knows what DKP is and EPGP and the decay rates on those things to prevent what do they call it? Hoarding of points or pooling points or a point system that gets too high to range. So they have some kind of reasonably intricate decay system that it's on here. You link to like this tracking bot that basically you put in your channel, and that's what tracks all these points. Some people are lurking. Yeah, I mean, they don't do self-promotion in this chat, in this Discord. They just, on their member list, they have all like their Twitch names. So I can click on someone and go directly to their Twitch to go lurk them if I wanted to. I believe that's how it works. There's a site to register. You have to register to open up the rest of the points and etc. I think there might be, I'm not sure about promotion. Okay, here we go. How do I gain more viewers? A great opportunity, and I'm reading this verbatim from their frequently asked questions, by the way. A great opportunity is by taking advantage of raids. Stop what you're doing if possible. Have a schedule and social media links. Oh wait, this is for in general. So they do give some general tips on how to stream. Royale bots. Okay, how do I get my stream in the tracker? Let me read some important ones. Ranking. Earn points. Your rank is determined by the amount of points you earn. How do I know what rank I am? How do I get to diamond rank? By earning enough points to break into the top 1% of point earners. Keep in mind that you can also get demoted if another member acquires more points or there is a point reset. They do some kind of clearing or a soft reset. I thought I saw something about that in their announcements stream. How do I D rank? How many channels can I lurk at once? As many as you want. You'll only be awarded for a maximum of 10 of the most recent channels you join. Okay. Negative points. Do you have to follow a streamer to earn points? No. Can you use multi-twitch? Yes. You will earn points for lurking while you are live, but you'll not be able to earn points while chatting until you close your live stream. That must be how the bot works. You earn points by viewing, chatting, hosting, and rating other Royale members live on Twitch. Additionally, you earn points by referring or inviting streamers to the Discord. Okay. So you know what happened? I bet you that someone is awarded points for inviting people to the stream team when they join. And I have a feeling that someone went to the Twitch Kittens Discord and just click, trying to boost their points up. Which, you can consider that scummy or whatever, but when you're in a point system, you're trying to earn points, and this is a method to earn points, that person's just trying to earn points to help their stream. This is the mindset of that, right? So let's not go crazy and think, oh, that's such a scummy thing. That's how the system is set up. There's no floor or ceiling for each rank. Points are awarded every 60 seconds for lurking and chatting. Okay. So if I understand this correctly, professional streamer community, the purpose of the community is to be a place for like-minded streamers that are looking to network and grow their stream. Okay, that's the tagline, that's the mission statement, right? The underlying principle of Royale is that you get what you put in. Being in this Discord will not magically make you grow your stream. In order to do so, you need to support other members here, and in turn, you will be supported. Now, just with those lines alone, just those lines, does that sound like a bad community? You have to put in work to do well. And the more people you support will support you. Every single community, every single streamer has preached that. Every stream, everywhere. Every single coach says the same thing. First question, how often do you hang in other people's streams? How often do you interact with other streamers? That's the first question. The system is designed so that those who support others the most receive the most support from the community. This balance is upheld by a point incentive system. We have built a system that is free from the typical favoritism you'd find in streamer communities. Now I agree with that. That's a controversial statement, but I agree with that. There's a lot of communities where everyone's personal community, right, is a funnel to their stream. It's an interaction with the community, but the main streamer of that Discord is them. And you can say that about some other large communities which started as just kind of one streamer in charge and that person getting funnel views. It's kind of how it goes. The rules of the game are known to all, and all the rewards are distributed according to an algorithm, not the whims of a founder. If you are new here, most channels are hidden from your view until you link your Twitch and earn a point, which will rank you up to bronze. Okay, this can be done by typing. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's move on from that. That's basically what Royale is. So the gist of Royale is that the more time you spend in another Royale member's channel, the more points you earn. And the more points you earn, the higher rank you go. The higher rank you go, you get rated by larger viewerships, is how I understand it. Okay. That being said, let's talk about why that's not the end of the world and why we should pause for a second instead of being quick to jump on the outrage culture, is what I call it. The outrage of, oh, can you believe they're doing it? Like, without actually sitting and thinking about what you're saying or what the point of that system is. Twitch itself, as a platform, has one number that they look at more than any other number: concurrent viewership. The number of people that are currently watching a stream is the main number of all of Twitch. You can argue that building communities are important. You can argue that, actually, you can't argue with any of that. The number is concurrent viewership, CCV. You can tell that by what's the affiliate requirements. 3 concurrent viewers, 50 followers. That's the viewership. That's the affiliate requirement to get your sub button. What's the partnership requirement? 75 CCV, 75 concurrent viewers for 30 days. And then I think there's some other ones like 12 days streamed in a month, and then maybe some number of hours, something like that. I could bring it up, but I don't remember. But the main number is CCV. If you still don't think that CCV is the most important thing, go to your Twitch dashboard right now. Click on a game. Go to the front page. Click on a game. Any game about Fortnite, any game. Tell me how that directory is sorted. Sorted by CCV. Now, they are adding in something where you can reverse scale that, which is what everyone's kind of excited about, because then it makes it really, really easy to find low viewership streams, which everyone should be doing, because a lot of times you can find really cool stuff in low count and low viewership streams. But the point is that when the directory is sorted by concurrent viewership, okay, stream for at least 24 hours in the last 3 days. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, that was the one I'm missing. Twitch can argue all they want. Twitch is an organization, as a platform. They can argue all they want that, you know, numbers aren't the only thing that matters in being entertaining. One of all the bits I owe you for discussion. Awesome. Every 1.5 bits every minute that you take the idea. I'll expect that 0.5 bit in a moment. So you have this platform where the only thing that matters is numbers. The only thing. Okay, you can see that from the way the director is sorted. You can see that from the partnership requirements. You can see that in campaign requirements. How many times have you seen a tweet that says, you want to be a part of this campaign? We got a really cool game coming out. We're looking for Twitch streamers with at least 25 concurrent viewers for the last 30 days. How many times have you seen that? Like 90% of sponsorship campaigns you've seen? Probably. Have you personally sent out emails saying like, hey, I'll just use myself. Hey, Das Keyboard, would you be interested in sponsoring my stream? Here's my statistics. Oh, no, sorry, we're not. We're looking for someone with a little higher concurrent viewership average. That's fine. I'm not offended by that. I don't think anyone should be because, again, your worth is not the number on next to the red or whatever the hell it is on the stream. But it is stupid to say, oh, viewership is not all that matters. I'll granted, that's not all that matters. Let's say generously 95% of what matters is that number. 95%. That's just how it is. That's this platform. There might be other platforms. I don't really know them too well. We're doing an experiment probably in the next few weeks about testing out other platforms. But on this platform in particular, this is the number. You can argue, you can hand wave, you can say communities are important, all you like. You don't go anywhere without numbers. That's just it. The good old Twitch mindfuck. Yeah, exactly. So it is disingenuous to say that Royale Streamers is a scam. It's disingenuous. If there, and from what I'm reading and from what I can tell, if there's members of that community that can better explain it to me, but I'm on their Discord right now, I'm reading their frequently asked questions, I'm reading about their whole system. It's just they're just putting people in channels. You're supporting other people that are part of that community. Let me use that word. Community. You're supporting other members of that community. Sounds familiar. Doesn't that sound like, I don't know, what every single other community on Twitch does? A little bit. Support members of the community. Support members of the community. This just adds a point value to it, kind of. I judge success of my stream based on the number of trolls. That's a good judge, Orkin. What's up, Miz? How you doing? In and of itself, it doesn't sound like a bad thing. Exactly. And by the way, this is not a sponsored comment from Royale Streamers. I have no association with that group. What I don't like is seeing, crazed witch hunts for a group that maybe no one really understands. And maybe, and by the way, you could, so I'm pointing out how this is kind of like, it's a community just like any other community, but let's also look at it as a service, okay? So if you're on Twitch, if you're a new affiliate, okay? A lot of times people get started on Twitch. A lot of times. It's not the case across the board. A lot of times people get started on Twitch because they see another streamer. A lot of times those streamers are the largest streamers in the world. Amaranth, Pokimane, or the Doc, or Shroud, or or Ninja, or one of these guys. They look at those guys that are super duper successful, and they go, maybe I could do that. That looks like fun. Maybe I could be that successful. So they get on. They see Doc sitting there, 30,000 concurrent viewers, 15,000 concurrent viewers. Ninja, 100,000 concurrent viewers, whatever he's got. Lyric, 30,000 concurrent viewers. If anything, a numeric value of contribution to the community is as fair or more fair than a typical community. Now that is, I don't disagree with you, Biz. That, absolutely, that makes sense. By the way, I saw you weren't the only one who made the observation about the person. The observation about the person who should be putting their foot in their mouth. Yeah. That's, the fact that it was them that said something is so ridiculous. But anyways, so what's up, Hannah? I'm headed off. Have a great stream, Mosh. Thanks, Orkin. I'll talk to you later. So there's a service where someone starts a stream. They go, I want to be like the Doc. Well, in order to be like the Doc, you need numbers. You need to become affiliate. Okay, well, how do I get affiliate? Stream a little more, make some friends, people come into the channel, etc. Well, now I want to be partner. That's the next goal. How do I do that? I got to make some more friends. I got to get my numbers up. I can't even put in you can't even submit a partnership application unless you have 75 concurrent viewers. You can't. Okay, so if that's not indication enough that they only accept numbers, I mean, it's ridiculous. But so you got to get your numbers up. So you join communities, you're trying all these different things. Then you hear about a service. Let's call this a service now. You hear about a service that says, if you join this community, there's an algorithm where if you support other people, you will be guaranteed viewership into your channel. Guaranteed some viewership in your channel. Now, let's just pause for a moment. There's a lot of communities on Twitch. The bar is a community. You know how many streamers are in the bar right now? Like 250 streamers, 200 streamers. I don't have 200 tabs open, okay? I support as many people as I can. That's what everybody else does. Support your friends. You watch some new people that come in the community. Check them out. Maybe they become your friend, etc. There's only so much support you can do, right? So if you join one of these communities going, you know what? I'm going to join the bar. I'm going to get a bunch of viewership. Or I'm going to join TK. I'm going to get a bunch of viewership because there's 15,000 people in that community. They're all going to watch me. Then you get there and realize that that's not at all how it works. You're not guaranteed any viewership from joining a community. You can increase your chances by making friends and stuff, but then also you're sort of, you support your friends. Don't tell you how to live my life. I support the people I hate. What's up, wow? So now here comes this service that says, yo, you can join this community and you are guaranteed to get some viewership out of it because of how this point system works and how the rating system works. You're guaranteed. Now, you would be stupid if you weren't familiar with Twitch, if you didn't spend some time on there, and if you kind of knew that really that kind of translates to hollow sort of viewership, all that stuff aside, all you know is that numbers are what matters, because that's all Twitch tells you. That's all communities tell you. Numbers matter. That's all the directory tells you. Numbers matter. So you're thinking, okay, numbers matter, and this service is saying I can guarantee you numbers. Does it cost something? No. You just be a part of the point system. Oh, okay. Like, why? What is the part where you would think that that's a terrible plan? You know, if you come in thinking it's only numbers, the only way to succeed is by numbers, which is what you're told, which is what the actuality is. And then here's a service that says, here's numbers. Oh, okay, I'll take that. And let me juxtapose that against another thing that's on Twitch, okay? There are a lot of services on Twitch, okay? There's artists, which commission stuff and make art for you, emotes and overlays and things. There's a lot of great artists. They cost money to get their products, obviously. There's other services like coaching, okay? Coaching. There's stream coaches that say, hey, you can come attend my class or join a voice chat, or sometimes it's one-on-one, or maybe you get, I'm not sure all the different things. It's, yeah, that's what we're talking about, Panna. So there's coaches where you can sign up to get all these different services, and some of them have tiers of services where you can pay like $25 a month gets you some access to some videos, and $50 a month might give you, and by the way, those are realistic numbers. $50 a month might get you like a group class. $100 a month, maybe that gets you one-on-one session. $200 a month, maybe that gets you 3 one-on-one sessions. Those are actual numbers. I'm not making that. That's a realistic number. $200 a month for a one-on-one service. Now, $200 a month for a coach that's basically saying, you know what? I can help you grow, and here's how I can do it. I'm going to give you knowledge of how to grow your stream. I'm going to give you the tools that basically hand you a toolbox. And in the toolbox are Twitch etiquette, how to market yourself, branding, social media, whatever, 100 different things, quality stuff, maybe some review of your stream, maybe some input, feedback, etc. All these different tools in a toolbox. And the coach says, thank you for your $200. Here's your toolbox for this month. Maybe next month there's a new toolbox with some new stuff in it. Maybe there's glue this time in this month. So they give you that toolbox, but then it's up to you. Now you have to take the tools and put them to work, okay? You take the tools out and you put them into your stream and you try and grow your stream to gain some more numbers. Get some more numbers. Advertisement social media consultant. Yeah, that is actually a separate type of service. But the point is that you get all these tools, these ideas, these suggestions, advice, feedback, but then you have to implement them yourself. That takes time. Okay, you have to become reasonably good at using the tools. No one just figures out how to use a hammer, although I guess that's like the most idiot-proof tool in the world, right? Maybe something a little more complex. But you have to use them yourself. You have to spend time with them, right? What if a service comes along and says, you know what? Oh, and by the way, that toolbox, none of those apply directly to the Twitch partnership or affiliate requirements. The requirements for partnership say, show me numbers. Literally, there's three little achievements you have to get. Each of them are numbers. One of them is CCV, one of them is hours stream per month, and another one is days stream per month. Unique days, I think it's called, or something like that. Nothing in that toolbox checks off one of those boxes for you. Nothing. Here comes a service now called Royale Streamers, and they go, tell you what, you know those 3 achievements you have to get? We're not going to actually give you tools to figure out how to do it yourself. What we're going to do is we're going to take care of one of those achievements for you. We're going to cross off that top one. Now you worry about the bottom 2. Tell me, in what situation would someone go, nah, that doesn't sound like something I want to do? Of course that makes sense as a service. If your goal is Twitch partnership and your goal is succeeding, and partnership is one of the gates you have to cross through, it's gate kept up to the echelon of fantastic streamers in the world are above the gate of partners. That's completely nonsense, but you know, that's how it's looked at. How hard could it be for them to promote Prime subs, maintain a friendly community? Not hard. Not effing hard. That's for damn sure. And we're going to get to that. That's part of the solution space. So you have a service that comes along and says, don't worry about the top one. I'll take the other 2. I'll take 1 out of 3. All you got to do is be a part of the community. That's really sort of boiling it down to the base idea. But that's the idea of a service like Royale Streamers. And by the way, we've seen other services that did the same shit. If you guys remember, like 6 months ago, there was another crazy outrage session on Twitter about this group called Sup Streamers. I think it was called Sup Streamers or something. Shit. I think it was Sup Streamers. This streamer group, kind of the same thing like this. They have their own community, but in this community, you pay a fee and you can be a part of a elite service they have where your name gets promoted in the Discord, you get promotion on social media, you get some kind of promotion package. I wish I would have saved the picture, but it was like a list of 5 or 10 things, bonuses that you got for paying like $5 a month or something. So it was like basically a Twitch sub, but to Sup Streamers, this community. And they would in turn give you all this promotion to guess what? Increase your numbers. They're just trying to put more people on your channel. That's all it is. And that is worth a cost. In their business model, that's worth the price of $5 a month. I'm trying to think. There was another community that did some of the same thing. Oh, and we mentioned Twitch Kittens, by the way. And again, I'll say this. Some of my best friends I've ever met on Twitch are in Twitch Kittens. I used to be a part of Twitch Kittens. 90% of the people in the bar were from Twitch Kittens. Okay, I have no ill feelings towards them. I had a problem with one particular aspect of the community. That's it. I love that community. That being said, they had a service where you could pay $5. You could pay a Patreon fee to Twitch Kittens, and you would get enhanced promotion on the Discord. That sounds exactly like Sup Streamers. That sounds exactly like that. Wait a minute. That's the same thing. As more people viewing streaming as a potential business, more communities set themselves up as business tools. That's exactly right, Viz. And this is what, and Viz, I don't know how to say your short name, Viz, right? I'm just going to say it like that. That's exactly right. These services don't appear out of nowhere if there isn't a market demand for it. This shit happens in literally every single industry in capitalism, right? Isn't that kind of what it is? In the free market, you know. That shit exists when there's a consumer demand for a product or a service. Oh, wow, that service appears. Now there's a business that provides that service. That's how business works. That's how life is. When there's a demand for something, someone will come up with a way to sell it or supply that service to people. The government does the same shit. There's a demand for social, let's say social, like umbrella programs to help people that maybe can't, get by on their own. Those programs are created in a vacuum of not having that service. All of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we need to help these people. Let's say veterans, veteran affairs. Before that, that part of the government was created, there was nothing, and veterans were having a terrible time. And now the Veteran Affairs was created to help them. That the demand was there, the service was created. That's exactly what Royale Streamers is. That's exactly what Sup Streamers was. I don't know if they're still a thing. I just remember there was that whole outrage about it. There is a demand, and the demand is I want to be successful on Twitch, and I'm doing this because I don't. Everyone has their own definition of success. Okay. Partnership is often 90% of the time that's a success goal of a lot of streamers. Is using advertising to incentivize networking a bad thing? If both of those are good things for advertising to incentivize networking a bad thing? No, I don't necessarily think it is. I think it's Juice, who is, I mean, it's so weird saying a friend of the stream. He's a friend of many streams and many communities, and he's also a part of TwitchKins. He's sort of said the same thing earlier, saying that it's what the hell was the word he used? Oh, Juice, you son of a bitch. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways, these services are created because of a demand. The demand is there because Twitch has said that numbers are what matters. So if numbers matter, there's going to be a service that is created to help people get numbers, right? I mean, that just makes sense. People need art on streams. Guess what? There's a demand for art on streams. Look at that. Now I have good friends that are artists that promote that produce emotes and overlays and graphics and things for streams because there's a demand for it. Why we're sitting here going, Royale Streamers, that's a piece of garbage organization. I can't believe they're artificially inflating numbers. They're giving people exactly what they want. And, fake promoting people up to the partnership level. Well, hang on. Fake? Do you know how many partnered streamers I know that got partnered because of raids? Because of targeted raids into their stream? I could name some that are the heads of very large communities that were partnered in that manner. Okay? You somehow think that Royale streamers, when they support each other, and by the way, I'm reading on their frequently asked questions, chatting is kind of a requirement for some of this stuff. So you can lurk all you want, but when you chat, that's when you start generating points. Is that hollow support? Is that false support? If someone's in your chat watching and chatting with you, is that somehow different than someone that says, everyone just raid me so I can get partner, and then everyone else here will get partnership. I'll support all you guys. Yeah, Star Wars is happening tonight. I'm probably missing messages. I know we launched Heroic, but that will be happening in probably about 20 minutes. How many communities are built around supporting that community's primary streamers? Exactly. That happens a lot of the time. A lot of time. That exists in many different ways. Obviously, personal Discord communities my own Discord community, I created it. I'm at the top of the community list. That's how every community is. It's not necessarily don't watch anyone but me or I'll kill you. And don't clip that so it sounds like I said, don't watch anyone but me, but I'll kill you. Dude, so a week before I went on my 1-month hiatus, my friend told me, hey, I found this great Discord and everyone's really supportive, and listed a lot of partners that I knew or heard of. That's all the info I had. So I was like, I'll check them out and joined. I had no prior knowledge of how that worked. It was Royale. After a few days, I figured out what was going on and left the Discord. Didn't feel right. But now the Royale Streamers bot is always in my chat, like a fucking scarlet letter. I understand that, and I didn't know the bot jumps in that quick. But anyone that comes to your chat and goes, ew, Royale thing, I'm leaving. That's a little strange. Now that I sort of realize what it is, because I thought that, and for me, I said at the beginning of the show, I thought it sounded like it was a pay-to-win scheme, which, by the way, it's still a service, All the higher-ups say they can't remove it. I have to wait for Twitch to purge those bots. Sounds like BS. Okay. And by the way, if we're talking about services for Twitch, even if Royale was a paid program, how far away is paying for lurks and paying for, let's say, view botting at the extreme other end? Extreme other end. How far away is paying a bot to put 100 people in your chat from paying a coach to give you tools to increase the viewers in your chat? How far away? I know they're different, But it's not like this. Okay? It's not this far apart. I think it's a little closer than we want to admit. I think ethically we can all say, yeah, it's good to do things yourself and you learn a lot from the road and from mistakes. I mean, one of the big things we talk about on this show with every streamer is lessons learned. What have you done wrong that you would have liked to go back? What have you done wrong that you want to help other streamers figure out? I'd rather have 3 active chatters than 30 lurkers dead chat. Exactly. Everyone would. But there's a numbers game involved here. There's a big but. If you have 30 lurkers in your chat, does that push you up the directory on Twitch and then bring in more people that will chat? That area is where Royale streamers can exist and provide a significant value, where it's tough to argue with that. It's a little tough. I agree with you. Lurkers in dead chat is one thing. You know, it's not great. But and active chatters like make the world a better place. Like you guys chatting here is fantastic. But there's something to be said for the number on your channel pushing you up the directory. I think coaches appear better because they empower you to attract more people, whereas a bot attracts more viewers without any growth as streamer on your part. Exactly. But and by the way, I completely agree with that. I'm a fan of doing things the hard way and learning from mistakes and all that stuff. But that's not how life works in kind of a general sense. Here's the analogy I'll make. When you go to get a job, let's say you're in high school, let's say before high school, you go, you know what? When I grow up, I want to be rich and have a family and a fancy car, because that's kind of the stuff you think about when you're a kid. I want to be an NBA pro basketball player. And then you go, I'll just teach myself how to do all this stuff. No big deal. I want to be a software developer. I want to build the best game that's ever been made. I want to build Fortnite. That's what I want to do. The greatest game of all time. You can teach yourself that. Okay. But now, maybe you go to college to learn how to build games. Maybe you network a little bit to meet other people in the industry to help you get that job. Maybe you get a resume person. Maybe you get some job experience under your resume to build that up, and then you apply for that job and get to where you're going. This is an extrapolation, right? This is a rough analogy. Could you consider, in this context, if you consider Royale streamers to be a shortcut, to be a path that is not going to grow you as an individual, but is going to get you to your goal? It'll get you to the same goal. One goes a little bit quicker, maybe, arguably, a little bit quicker, and you could skip some steps, arguably, with the Royale streamers. This one takes a little longer, but you earn some steps, but you'll get there too. If you take college education as, like, could you consider college education to be somewhat equivalent to a shortcut? Somewhat. It's a really rough analogy, but I think you get what I'm saying. Without training, without knowledge, without help, networking, knowing people in the industry. Do you know how many jobs I've gotten from just submitting my resume openly? Like almost zero. Maybe my first one. Every other job was I knew someone at the job. They got my resume to the right person. They got me in touch with the right people, and I got the job from there. That's how life works. That's how the world works. So to look down your nose at a service like this, which is obviously a service in demand. This Discord wouldn't have 10,000 people in it if there wasn't a demand for this service. This is just another way to get there. I made the analogy on Twitter today to doping in baseball, to human growth hormone, or whatever you want to call it. I smash the ball 500 times a year out of the park. Bigger paycheck, bigger contract, nicer car. Maybe I have this awesome family, big house, many houses, vacation houses, quality of life improvement. That's not to say side effects don't include maybe dying or going crazy, but it's you can call that a shortcut. You can call it cheating. Life isn't fair. Okay. Bad people succeed all the time. Okay. In this country, in every country, bad people succeed all the time. Do you think those people said, well, you know what? I want to be the greatest streamer in the world. I can't use a service like this. This is going to skip me in front of the line. I'm going to take advantage of a service that puts me up front. I'm not saying that's the way to go. I'm not advocating to take that route. I'm saying I can put myself in a mindset where that's not a crazy thought. That's a service that exists for a reason, because it's in demand. So to sit here and bash on them, call them a scam, and all this stuff, I haven't seen any scammy parts of it. From reading the FAQ, maybe there's something behind the scenes that I don't know about, all kind of shady dealings. That's possible. But I'm looking through their stuff right now, and it just seems like a lurk for lurk situation. I'm looking at their announcements. They're partnered with Tiny Build right now. They're doing some kind of campaign with Tiny Build. I mean, other communities would enjoy being in a position like that, to work with a developer or a publisher or something like that. Obviously, there's something to it. Why would you blanket bash an entire community, which is basically providing a service to Twitch affiliates or partners or whoever that want the service? I don't understand that mindset. Right, that's only an ethical sense. In terms of success, you are paying to get more viewers both routes. Exactly. If you take out, and I'm sorry, I'm just catching up with that, but if you take out the emotional bias of it and the morality of it, you're paying money to get more viewers. You're paying money to increase your stream. Except in this case of Royale streamers, that's not a pay-to-win thing. I don't think. The sub streamers thing was that. So let's compare coaches to sub streamers, okay? You're paying money to enhance your stream. You could compare it to the Twitch Kittens Patreon thing. You could do that too. Twitch Kittens Patreon, you would pay money and you'd be promoted in a larger way than a regular community member. That's how their service worked. I wasn't modding that community. You can't tell me that wasn't how it worked. That is how it worked. I don't know if it still works like that, but it was. You're paying money to make your stream better. You're paying money to give you a higher percentage chance, no matter how small, a higher percentage chance to reach your goals on Twitch. In both cases. Why this case then would look at this case and talk shit makes no sense to me. It's the same thing. When it all boils down, it's the same thing. It does push you up the directory, but when I check out a new streamer with 50 to 100 viewers and I sit in there for like 10 to 15 minutes and there's zero chat, Royale streamers bot or not, I figure they're just view botting and lose respect. I don't want to support that. Exactly. And I agree with that, Wild, but that's not how everyone thinks. How many people have you seen get frustrated by viewer counts? How many people, I mean, I'm a part of 100 communities. People that will complain, I lost viewership. I just can't keep people around and I really feel bad about myself. How many people do you know that equate their own self-worth, and this is disgusting, but their self-worth as a human to the number of streamers or the number of viewers in their chat? That's a terrible thing to think about, and it shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. Okay? And by the way, that is perpetuated by Twitch. That concept. That's allowed to exist because of Twitch. That's allowed to exist because of communities. That's actually allowed to exist because of coaches, kind of. Saying, you're not doing good enough. I can help you do better. By saying I can help you do better, that's kind of saying like you're not worth much now. In some way, in some mindsets, it could mean that. That doesn't mean it's right. I hate that is how it is. But I've seen those comments like hundreds of times. I've been streaming for 5 years. I've seen those hundreds and hundreds of times, those comments. People feeling down on themselves because they lose some viewership. They lost some viewers or something like that. That happens every day. A checkmark means dick with no one actually watching, so it becomes a goal without benefits. Exactly. And by the way, I know 100 partners. That's a supreme exaggeration. I know some X number of partners that had obviously met requirements. Some previous to the new 75 requirement used to be like 150 or something, or 500 concurrent viewers. I know some partners that have that now that are low down on viewership counts. Still having fun just streaming, but it's not like it was. I mean, stuff fades, and checkmark doesn't mean, like you say, checkmark doesn't mean everything. It shouldn't be the ultimate goal and how much fun you have while streaming. At surface value, Royale doesn't even seem scammy. It's a typical community, but with a membership cost, and the exchange of support for support is enforced by algorithm. Exactly. And someone said it maybe as you, Vice, but it almost seems like it's more. It almost seems like it's more truthful. Almost. Like, communities say all the time, if you support each other in the community, they'll support you. Build real connections, build real friendships. No community is immune to that. Every single community says something along those lines. If you support people here, if you participate in the Discord, if you are, chat with other people in the community, then you'll in turn get that support. Or at least, will give you at least a higher percentage chance to get that support back, right? Higher percentage. In this community, did I just murder my music by turning that up? What? What just happened? Oh, no, it did this crap again. My freaking sound garbage. Give me 2 seconds. I'll bring it back up. God damn it. Spotify is acting really weird lately, where when I change the volume, all of a sudden it kills the audio feed to my audio device. I don't know why that is. Have not been able to figure that out yet. It's been way too long. This is going to be a little bit loud, but that's all right. Let's go back. All right. Sorry about that. I got to go, but I'm joining this conversation. Thanks, man. I'll see you around. Thanks for hanging. What were we saying? Other communities. So this community kind of pulls back that veil where it's like, listen, you can't really count on anyone else supporting your community. In any community you go to, you can't count on that. In this community, if you support other people are incentivized to support you. Is that a scam? Is that a bad practice? I can't say that it is. I can't say that it is. It may not be ethical in the morality clause of your mind or whatever, but it's tough to say that it's a scam when it's almost more revealing and more honest. If the point system is laid out, the decay is at a certain rate, the acquisition of points is at a certain rate, if no one is treated different than others unless you rank up, being at different ranks, being treated as different and getting more raids, that makes sense. But if that's all laid out, it seems pretty truthful and straightforward to me. I've heard people today on Twitter call it a pyramid scheme. It's a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. Isn't every community a little bit like that? You could say the same thing about many of the communities that I'm a part of. You could call each one of them a pyramid scheme, right? What are pyramid schemes? They're fucking pyramids that benefit the people at the top. Inadvertently creating a Discord for your Twitch channel is a pyramid scheme for yourself. You don't mean it to be like that, but it is. The highest percentage chance that any of those people in your Discord are going to support you, or the percentage chance that anyone in your Discord is going to support you versus other streamers in your Discord is higher because you're at the top. You're the community owner. That's how it works. But you can't stop that. You created the server. I mean, I guess you could put yourself way down on a list and have no differentiation of ranks or something, but your name would still be associated with the creation of the Discord. So no, it has to be like that. In a purely human community, you always run the risk of leaders favoring people they know or like. I don't see any fault in an objective measure of who deserves support and who doesn't. That's exactly right. If you look at it, if you take out the emotion of it, which is unfortunately Twitter, the outrage of it involved a lot of emotional reaction, a lot of morality, oftentimes a lot of groupthink. Like we spoke about earlier, one person says something and all of a sudden it's parroted by everyone. When you strip all that away, math rules that determination. This is a Tesla owners only stream. Yeah, stop talking. Hi, Juicy. Yes, get out. Oh, let's go back to, yeah, I saw him. VWs are allowed to shush. That's true. Penna already timed me out once tonight. I was there for that. I saw that. I actually don't know why you were timed out. Kitty said something about it was because of a movie title. Was it like a PG-13 title or an R-rated title? I have a Ford Pi, guys. Actually, tomorrow's the 2nd, dude. 2nd is when they said my car was delivered, so we'll see. She timed you out for Spaceballs? Did you get auto-modded because of Spaceballs? Please tell me you got auto-modded because of balls and that. That can't be real. Panna did that by hand. So, Kitty confirmed doesn't like balls. Yeah, well, yeah, there's only one person that hurts for that, but he lives in Belgium. So let's go back. Let's say that Royale streamers now is a community like any other community. And as we just spoke about, there's an algorithm that runs our point system. Fine. Okay. It's a community that has inter-support for each other, if we call it what it is. All the members of the community support each other to gain points to hopefully get more viewership. Let's say that. Why does that service exist again? Because of Twitch. So how do you solve it? Okay. All these communities are completely outraged. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? A service like Royale Streamers exists. Can you believe it? A service like Sup Streamers exists where you have to pay money for viewership. Can you believe it? First of all, yes. Second of all, those services exist because Twitch has said numbers matter. That's all. That's all. And then numbers only matter. Only numbers. But now if you're Twitch and you're these other communities and you look at it going, how can we get rid of that? That's I mean, in that mindset, in the mindset of looking down your nose at Royale Streamers and Sup Streamers and all these other services, in that mindset, how do we get rid of this blight on the society of Twitch? How do we get this out of my face? It's disgusting. It's hurting the community. It's hurting new streamers. This is not that's not my opinion. This is me acting. If you were looking for a way to solve it, how do you do it? Do you promote awareness of it? Hey guys, that service over there, the one that guarantees you more viewership if you participate in the community, that's not a good one to join. Don't join that one. Join my community where I can't guarantee you more viewership, but you can possibly make some friends. By the way, I prefer friends. But first of all, you're looking at it like, wait a minute, I could go through that door and guarantee viewership, numbers, which is all Twitch cares about. Or I can go through this door where maybe I have to do more work to get that. We're talking about human beings here, people. Okay. This is not morality clause 101 where everyone thinks only pure thoughts and does nothing wrong and only takes the road less traveled every time. It's not how the world works. We're a very supportive community. We just can't promise anything specific, any specific level of support. Exactly. Damn, and all the incels just told me to get a low-cut t-shirt and I win Twitch. I mean, for you, maybe. Get that low-cut t-shirt and then grow the beard long enough to cover up the low-cut. And you keep having it until it becomes a straight V-neck. A straight V to the crotch. So how do you get rid of that? Let's say that you want to get rid of it. Let's say you're Twitch Kittens, which kind of started. And again, I just want to say, I love Twitch Kittens. I'm not bashing on that community because 99% of my friends come from Twitch Kittens and I'm from Twitch Kittens. There's a small percentage that I don't agree with sort of the workings of it, but that's fine. Twitch Kittens posted something today and that's what caused the whole shitstorm on Twitter. Let's say you're Twitch Kittens, you go, we need to get rid of these guys. We need to get rid of Royale Streamers. How the hell do we do that? You know what? I got an idea. I'm going to promote this community through tweeting and say how scummy of a service it is, inadvertently bringing it to attention to like every single person on Twitter. But is the better direction of hate and the better direction of solving the problem to sort of get to the bottom of it? Why does the service exist? When you're taking out weeds, you don't just pull off the top of weed and throw it away. You pull it out by the root, right? So what's the root of the problem? What's the root? If you think Royale Streamers is a problem, what's the root of why Royale Streamers exists? Numbers. That's their whole commodity. That's their product. If you take away their product, the service does not exist. That's how it works in all of the world. In all of the many worlds. If there's no demand for a product, the product no longer exists. If there's no demand for a service, the service no longer exists. Services exist because people want to excel and that creates demand. Exactly. And as we said at the top of the show, that's literally the exact mode of operation for every single industry in all of life. It just is. Natural selection and gene mutation comes about in the same sort of way. There's a demand now for Homo erectus or what, Homo habilis or whatever to walk upright and have opposable thumbs. Now there's a demand for that. Oh, look, that was created itself. There's a demand for amphibious creatures to for water creatures to get on land now. Oh, weird, amphibians exist now. That shit exists everywhere. There's a demand, and then you talked about. Did you ask for my erectus much? Yes, specifically your erector sets. You can't post that eagle in here, can you? Only Discord for that. Okay. Fucking weird ass eagle thing freaks me out. Dude, I could create a botting service for like $5 a month and that shit would sell out in no time. Exactly. If you know how to create a bot, you could create a bot that said, if you had a bot that you could put in someone's channel that said, I will give you 10 viewers every single time you stream. That would be the hottest selling bot on the market. No questions. None. Eagle boner only exists in the best places. Also, subset of who have access to money but no desire to network. It's mostly just something to do, and maybe I make some new friends. You do you. That's the right attitude. Exactly. And that's the attitude that I'm promoting. I'm not promoting using a service like Royale Streamers. I don't think it's going to get you where you want. I basically, my terminology is, you're going to invest some time in Royale Streamers to get someplace. It's not going to get you there. You're not going to get a return on investment. Okay? If you think about your time and your creative energy being an investment, that is not going to return you anything on the investment. Meaningful. That's my opinion. So anyways, back to it. If you were Twitchkins and thinking, and Twitchkins is the example, it could be any community that disagrees with Royale Streamers. If you wanted to root them out, you get down to the root of the cause, which is numbers. Okay. Who do you talk to? Do you yell at Royale Streamers for numbers existing? Do you scream at sup streamers for offering a service which increases viewership numbers? They're not in charge of the gate-kept average viewership number. They're not in charge of that shit. They are responding to a demand in the market. Who is in charge of the numbers? Twitch is in charge of that, aren't they? They're the ones that set arbitrary goals that you need to pass. As we said at the top of the show, you cannot submit a partnership application unless you check off a couple of achievements, right? And Royale Streamers and sub streamers are basically coming in saying, we're going to check off that top box for you. That's what they're offering. That top box is fucking created by Twitch. How are you mad? And I'm speaking to you, as in the general you of people that are mad at the service of Royale Streamers or sub streamers. How are you mad at a service that's created in demand, in response to a demand, when the people who are putting out the demand, that are creating the demand for the product, is left unscathed? Twitch has been doing this thing where they keep changing the partnership requirements to get around the issue of hosting and rating. We heard recently that the algorithm was changed for partnership applications when they come in and they're rejected or accepted. And actually, we saw 3 specific partners that I know about who posted on Twitter about it were rejected the first couple of times they submitted their application because they said that there was too many raids. That was the response. You have too many raids. Okay. That's what they're basically trying to take away the avenue to just raid into one target constantly to force someone into a partnership position. Guess why they did that? Because services existed before that would say, you pay me $100, I will raid you with 100 people every day. That gets you partnered pretty fucking quickly if that happens. That's a service that would be in demand, people would pay for it and get partnered. If that was their goal. They took that away. Now they're saying, okay, here's a new service. Now we're not going to raid you. We're just going to put people in your chat, organic people into your chat. They may lurk, they may chat. And by the way, I'm reading on this frequently asked questions on the Royale Streamers Discord, and it says that chatting is how you build points. So I don't believe the lurk for lurk thing. According to their frequently asked questions, chatting is required to earn some maybe extra points to go up faster. I'm sorry, how is going into someone else's chat, sitting and chatting with them, some kind of scam? Everyone would love that. No one wants 100 people in the chat with no one chatting. But what I'm reading here is that chatting and lurking is the way to earn points. That's what they say in this frequently asked questions. So now the service exists and says, we'll lurk. We'll put people in your chat. They'll chat once in a while. That will boost you up the directory, which will put more eyes on your stream because that's how Twitch has designed the directory. It is it's a ranking order of top most viewed streams, top most concurrent viewers to least. The higher up you are in the list, the more chance you are to be seen. I think someone did an analysis where people are very unlikely to scroll more than twice down the list to find someone to watch. More than twice. On some of the big games, you can scroll 500 times. If you can have a service that puts you up the list that targets you for a higher viewership, maybe now you have some organic growth, people coming in. That's what Royale streamers should really be marketing. I don't know if they're doing that, but they should be. The service should be marketing. We're going to put people in your chat. It's going to boost you up the category. And even if these people down here aren't chatting, they're just lurking, now these new people that can see your chat, you have more eyes, you have a higher percentage chance to get more people, more raids from the top, etc. Those are organic views that build your stream up. So rewards organic people, not those damn synths, for networking within the community. Still nothing bad in writing. Exactly. I see nothing about payment on here. I see none of that. I've read through their FAQ today. I see nothing that would lead me to believe that it was otherwise. The only thing that people are looking down their nose at is they're saying is lurk for lurk. Okay. So here's the other thing. Now I hear that it's possible. This is hearsay. I heard it from a bird. A little birdie flew in my ear and told me a story. That to combat services like Royale streamers, lurkers may no longer count for your viewership. Think about that. Lurkers may no longer count. Can you imagine that? I enjoy supporting my friends while I'm on stream, while I'm like today. I was sitting listening to Sliced Bananas while I was working. He was streaming this afternoon. I sat and listened to his chat for a few hours, maybe 4 hours. I only interacted a couple of times, and that's it. Am I considered a lurker if I chat once or twice in that 4 hours? If I'm considered a lurker, I no longer count as a viewership for Bananas, my good friend that I'm sitting in his channel trying to support his chat. And that's because you're trying to weed out a problem by pulling off the top. You're pulling off the flower part and not taking it out from the root. How the fuck does that make sense? You're now punishing everyone that tries to support a number of friends by lurking in their chats, and this is the crux of it. You lurk in other people's chats. If you can't chat, or if like a lot of times when I'm going to bed, I'll leave my tabs open and support the people that are streaming late night. And I do that during the day while I'm at work as well. Now that doesn't count for me. Actually, it wouldn't count for me, but I'm trying to support them to move them up the category so they get more eyes, they can be more successful. That's why people support and lurk and things like that. They want to support their friends. They want to help them achieve their goals, is essentially what it is. Boost them up the directory, get more eyes, more people come in the chat, more organic growth, all that stuff. I won't usually leave someone when I'm going to bed. Yeah, I do that sometimes if I'm leaving like my Plex or something open to watch a movie. A lot of times I'll shut down my machine overnight. I used to do it all night. I've since kind of backed off that. But but recently it's mostly during the day I leave it on. Or I'll just listen, silently just listen to what one of my friends has to say. But my problem is this, like, if you're concerned about a lurk for lurk service, why would you think that removing lurking as a counting for viewership is the solution instead of examining the root cause of why that demand exists? Why is there, like, why wouldn't Twitch think to themselves, wait a minute, why does a service like lurk for lurk exist? And I'm not saying Royale Streamers is that. Why does a service like Royale Streamers exist? It's because they've placed these numbers on people. So removing the viewership, the lurking thing is not going to hurt. Do you know why that's not going to help? Guess why. Take a guess. Exactly what happened the last 2 times when they tried to fix this. When they removed raiding, when they removed hosting. Why do you think my raid command now, if I did it right now, says when you get to the channel, remove their refer equals raid? They added that shit to make that not count for your viewer. So when you raid someone, that doesn't count as a viewer unless you take off that little piece of text. That was their solution. Now there's a lurk service that exists. Now there's no more raid services. Now there's maybe a lurk service. Maybe this one involves points where you're encouraged to chat. They don't like that though. So they're going to take out lurks. Guess what's going to happen next? People are going to say, you know what? I created a bot. You put your name into it, your Twitch name. You authorize that on your Twitch name. The bot will go into someone's channel as you, because now I put my credentials in. So I'm going to join a chat as you, and every about 5 minutes, we're going to post a random message in the channel. That's exactly what's going to happen. If that bot doesn't exist right now, you're damn sure it's going to exist. As soon as you take out lurking, there will be. Do you remember? It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Homer had to like keep pushing a button on his home computer. So he got that like one of those birds. If you put water in it and it constantly like tips up and down, and he just got it to keep hitting enter on his keyboard. I don't know if you remember that episode, but that was an episode. That's what this is. There's going to be an auto click, like auto clicker is going to be big, because auto clicker, you can just constantly refresh stuff, or you can press something. Like, he got huge, Homer did. But yeah, the tool's already out there. Several chatbots already are able to post as your profile. There you go. That is going to be the premier tool now. Now a service like Royale Streamers is basically going to just change their mode of operation to say, listen, point system still exists. Now you have to chat at least every 5 minutes or whatever the cutoff, because they'll find out what the algorithm is to count you as a viewer. I'm betting it's going to be something like every 10 minutes, as long as you say a word, then you're not considered a lurker. You're not flagged as a lurker and therefore not considered on the viewership list. Guaranteed. This community will switch and say, now you have to chat every 5 minutes. By the way, here's a bot that will let you do that. Here's a macro that'll let you do that. People will write code for this and sell it. You've created a system where you only value success in terms of numbers. Every single streamer on Twitch is going to suffer from this. And that's rumor, by the way. That's not, I have that. That's not confirmed as coming. That's a solution that they are considering. I'll say that. It's a solution they're considering for this. And you're right. It will annihilate many streamers because of that. Many. It will hurt communities quite a bit again, because that's a community support mechanism, is by just lurking in people's chats. But these services will exist. Royale Streamers won't go away. They'll just slightly modify their mode of operation. They'll continue to exist to supply the product that the consumers are demanding, which is, I want viewership in my chat, and I want people to be chatting every 5 minutes to make sure they count as viewership and not as lurkers. The market will simply adjust. That's going to happen every single fucking time. Every single time. Until Twitch starts going, only subs count as viewers. Now only subs. You have to have at least 50 subs to be a partner. Something like that. You know, something stupid like that. And then there's going to be a service that says, you pay us $5, we'll give you 10 subs a month. Something like that. Something like that will exist. The market will continue to adapt as it does in every single industry. This is exactly the same. Hang on 2 seconds. I got a work email just came in. Okay. Got it. The market will adjust as it does in every single industry. This will be no different. None. So the heart of the problem is this. And I was talking to a friend of mine today about, do you guys really want to solve this problem? Do you really want to solve the problem of sup streamers? Do you really want to solve the problem of Royale streamers? Here's how you do it. Here's the simplest way. Take out average viewership over the last 30 days as a gatekeeping for any of your achievements. Take it out. This service will literally evaporate the next day. It will be gone. It will be completely gone. If viewership no longer counts as success, if you remove the idea that numbers are equivalent to your value that you provide Twitch, or the value you provide your viewers, or anything like that, if you remove that box that says this is how many viewers you need to be successful, because a lot of people consider partnerships successful. That's just how it is. I'm not saying it should be like that or it is like that. I'm saying that's how people consider success. If you remove that top achievement of 75 concurrent viewers over the last 30 days, you have solved this problem completely. I'm not joking when I say it'll be gone the next day. Every single person in Royale Streamers community will leave the next day. Every single community like sup streamers or service like that, or coaching, by the way. But actually, coaching might exist because the toolbox would be useful then. Coaching probably be fine. But any type of service where it's promoting view bots or lurk for lurk or anything like that will literally be fucking gone the minute you take that out. Guess why? Because there's no longer demand for it. That's not a service that's any longer in demand because you don't need the numbers to be successful. I've solved your problem for you, Twitch. I have answered all of your questions. Want to know how to solve this problem? If you think this is a problem, if you think that lurk for lurk is a big issue for you, if you think Royale streamers is a problem, and this goes for Twitch Kittens as well. I know some of the Twitch Kittens people have close interactions with Twitch staff and things, and other big communities are the same way. If you think that this type of service is a problem, take out the numbers and watch what happens. It will be gone. Which, by the way, not a bad idea. Not too bad of an idea. Guess why? Guess what you could replace something like that with? You could leave the other two, stream 25 hours a month, stream 12 days, unique days out of the month. Those are fine. That's just showing that's just showing more activity, more commitment to a schedule, which can mean a lot for a potential partnership or advertisers or something like that. You could add things like entertainment value or stream quality, interaction. Chat interaction should definitely be a checkbox. Chat interaction. You could do like a chat speed, although that could be corrupted pretty quickly. Oh, by the way, the more Twitch irritates people, now there are other services waiting in the wings. Sweet to make. Yeah, exactly. D Live is another one, and we're actually going to be looking at those platforms in the next couple of weeks. We're going to switch and stream on those platforms to get a better concept of how those work. Call it a night. Take it easy, man. Thank you so much for hanging out, Biz. It was good to talk to you. But that's the only solution. That is, I'm not going to say it's a simple solution because you have complicated problems that come along with that. How do you now you have to change how you think of value out of a stream. You have to deal with advertisers that say, hey, I want the top streamers to advertise my product. You have to figure out another way to do that. It might take more work in reviewing partnership applications. Tough. If you want to stop people gaming your system, that's what it requires. Frumpopotamus told me that she got a survey. I'm not sure the mechanism of how, but she got a survey that was asking her questions like, when you go to this person's stream or watch this VOD or something, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was watch a VOD, and comment on these different topics. How did this person interact? How is this person? Would you watch this person again? Something like that. Forget the exact questions. That survey seems like it might be a good road for something like this. Something like having a review board of maybe 100 streamers, 100 content creators that involves staff, community members, other members that stream that same type of game. Maybe it's a Just Dance streamer they're looking at, other Just Dance members. They're sent out the survey that says, hey, here's a partner that's applying to be a partnership. Take a look at the stream. You could make it a multiple choice checkbox. You can make it bubbles, 1 to 5, somewhat agree, disagree, whatever you call it. Send that out. In a batch, maybe a batch, every once a month or something, once every 3 months. Crowdsource it, community source it. Say, hey, let's let everyone tell me what you think. We don't have to worry about numbers. Just look at entertainment value, etc. Isn't that a better way? Does that completely remove this stupid issue of numbers? Numbers are the most crazy thing on Twitch. Everyone loses their mind about it. Frump earlier said that it was the grand Twitch mindfuck is numbers. And I believe that PBU might have said that originally when he and I were chatting once. Numbers are the source of headache for 99% of streamers, 90% of streamers. Because that's what they focus on. That's what they've been told is their value is one number. They've been told you are not successful unless you have hit milestones which require numbers. You're not successful unless you're a Twitch partner. 75 concurrent viewers for 30 days. It's the Twitch mindfuck, and the problem is they've created this system where now they're trying to eliminate services which directly provide a solution to that mindfuck, and they can't handle that because in order to solve it, you have to change from the ground up your whole operating procedure, your mission statement, how you've been a business for many years. It will cause problems. It will be a tough transition. There'll be some mistakes, but they have to do it. You have to do it. You can't keep going with numbers. Otherwise, these services will always, always, always exist. Every time you try and rip the top off of one of the weeds and not dig down to the root, 10 more are going to pop up. It's happened every single time. Again, I've been streaming for 5 years. I've seen these services every single step of the way. Anytime Twitch alters an algorithm to say, okay, now we're not accepting raids. Okay, guess what? I have a new service that goes around that. Now we're not accepting lurkers. Now I have a new service that goes around to that. This is not the fault of Royale streamers. Royale streamers, from what it doesn't seem like a bad service to me. It doesn't. I'm reading it. I see nothing inherently corrupt about this system. It is a point earning system, a system that is in response to demand. They are not the bad guy. Sup streamers that basically said, give us $5 and we'll promote your stream. That's not the bad guy. Stream coaches that say, give me $200 and I'll show you how to be a better streamer. That's not the bad guy. The bad guy is Twitch. And it's not necessarily bad. It's just how the system is designed. That's the problem. And taking the kind of easy way out and saying, nope, these communities are terrible garbage and everyone needs to avoid it. That's a very short-sighted response to that problem. That's a very, what do you call it? That's a very, I don't want to say instinctive. What's the word? Like a reactionary response. It's an immediate reaction, like an involuntary reflex. To immediately call them out that's the bad service. Instead of stopping to think, wait a minute, why does that service exist? Who's actually doing this? It's Twitch. They've set up this game. They've set up this system that gatekeeps people out, and people are finding ways around it, and they don't like it. I hope to God they don't put out something where they say lurks no longer count as viewers. That would be a really bad day for Twitch. A very bad day. They need to come up with something else. Redesign the system before that happens. Because I swear to God, if they come out and say, you know what, lurks no longer count, you have to be actively chatting, you're going to instantly get, all right, I'm moving to DLive. I'm moving to Mixer. I don't actually know how the systems work, which is why we're going to test out those platforms. We're going to see if it's the same type of system. Maybe these other platforms are like, you like streaming? Just come here and have fun. Maybe they don't base anything on numbers. Maybe they base it on hours streamed, chat interactivity, sponsorship interest, things like that. Hard to hear you for real, DJ. Turn the mic up. Hard to hear me? Let me see. It's happened every single time. Again, I've been streaming for 5 years. I've seen these services every single step of the way. Anytime Twitch alters an algorithm to say, okay, now we're not accepting raids. Okay, guess what? I have a new service that goes around that. Now we're not accepting lurkers. That sounds okay to me. I could turn it up a little. Actually, I'm pretty loud. Huh. I got a little closer for you, though. There you go. I turned it up a little bit. So, anyways, I've been ranting for like an hour and a half about this. It's an important discussion, and I hope that communities stop berating services like this, because it's not fair. Services are a response to demand. That's all there is to it. Anyways, that is the talk for today. I'm going to clip that VOD and put it on the YouTube tomorrow at some point, tomorrow night, so we can go into it again. Just jumped in, see the thread in chat. Ruh-roh. What did Twitch do this time? Nothing. It was more how communities have responded to a community called Royale Streamers and sub streamers and communities like that, which basically provide you with what some would call artificial viewership. Some would call it that. I'm not saying I'm calling it that. I don't know enough about the system. But this talk is a direct response of a hissy fit that was thrown on Twitter today about a service that I don't think people are completely grasping the root of the problem. They're just seeing the artificial response to it, and they're not really stopping to think. They're just outraged culture is what's happening. Everyone throw up your hands. Get the pitchforks out. We don't understand the problem. Doesn't matter. Let's burn them to the ground. Royale streamers being like Ninja in Fortnite and how most people who are up top play Battle Royale. Yeah, something like that. And no, Royale streamers is a streamer community, etc. But yeah, I mean, I'll put the thing out on YouTube and you feel free to watch. I'm happy to continue to talk about it, but I want to switch modes a little bit to the Star Wars game that I need to get to. Man, that really took it out of me, that whole chat. I hope it makes you know, people that were listening, I hope it gives them an idea of how maybe to slow down and really think about what they think the problem is. Let me switch. I'm switching my info real quick, then we're gonna switch over to Star Wars. Man, my Chrome really crushes itself when I turn on Spotify. Chrome is so bad. It's just so damn bad. Ugh. Yeah, I can't like do anything. I hate Chrome. Gotta cut the end. Still not sure what you got fired up though. This has always been a thing. No, it has, and that's a part of the discussion. Is that these services always pop up because of how Twitch has designed the system. These services will always exist. They will always pop up. That's how it is. And people aren't happy with that because to them, ethically, they cut corners. That's what they say. That's a corner cut. Trying to get something quicker than everybody else. That's how markets work. That's welcome to business, right?